Where are you in terms of a poverty mindset? Do you recognize that you've got liquid gold inside of you? It is there in you. It is there in your house. Do you recognize it? Or are you still stuck in the I have nothing? Welcome to UPPA Conversations, Unleash Purpose and Prosperity in Africa, where we explore how you and I can help shift Africa from poverty to prosperity, one person, one family, and one community at a time.
The wife of a man from the company of the prophets cried out to Elisha, "Your servant, my husband is dead, and you know that he revered the Lord. But now his creditor is coming to take my 2 boys as his slaves." Elisha replied to her, "How can I help you? Tell me, what do you have in your house?" "Your servant has nothing there at all," she said, "except a little oil." Elisha said, "Go around and ask all your neighbors for empty jars. Don't ask for just a few. Then go inside and shut the door behind you and your sons. Pour oil into all the jars, and as each jar is filled, put it to one side." She left him, and afterward shut the door behind her and her sons. They brought the jars to her, and she kept pouring. When all the jars were full, she said to her son, "Bring me another one." But he replied, "There is not a jar left." Then the oil stopped flowing. She went and told the man of God, and he said, "Go, sell the oil and pay your debts. You and your sons can live on what is left."
So in that video, why? In that video, we meet a desperate woman. This woman is desperate. She has just lost her husband. She is in debt. She's about to lose her children. Now, would you be desperate in that situation? I think all of us would be very desperate in that situation. But I want to give you a deeper understanding of the story, because when I was doing research, I had to go deeper into the story, and I had to ask some questions. The first question that I asked, and I'm going to share with you 4 questions today. The first question that I asked was, why oil? The importance of olive oil in ancient times. Olive oil had many uses. 1, it was used for light. 2, it was used to heat up the home for fire. It was used to heat up the home. 3, it was used to heal diseases. Apparently, olive oil can heal 60 different diseases. 4, it was used to anoint priests, and also the last thing, it was used in trading. So it had an economic component. So in those times, in those ancient times, olive oil was called liquid gold. In actual fact, if the Ruperts and the Mutsipes and the Oppenheimers, if they lived then, they would be having acres and acres of olive trees. That's how important olive oil was. Because of its importance, olive oil was used in economic warfare. When an enemy attacked a community during that time, what they would do, they would cut off all the olive trees. So at that time, there had been a war, and there had been a famine. So you can imagine how it was that time. This woman, remember we said she was desperate. Her children she had lost her husband. She was about to lose her children, but also load shedding for 3 years. Cold, nothing to warm things with. It's and no discam. So no ESCOM, no discam. You can imagine how miserable that situation was. So it's important to give the context. The second question, okay, has been answered. Why were the vessels empty? So I've answered the first question, why oil? And the second question, why were those vessels empty? So it means it was not only her who had empty vessels, it was the whole community. The whole community. So in performing the miracle, God was actually not helping only her. He was helping the whole community. So this woman was being a vessel used by God to serve others. That was her purpose. That was her calling. To supply oil was her purpose. It was also her calling. But we know that knowing your purpose is not enough. Knowing your calling is not enough. There has to be something extra. What we see here, there are many things extra, but what we are going to focus on today is mindset. In desperation, the woman goes to the prophet, and the prophet asks her a coaching question. What do you have in your house? It's a coaching question. That one's a coaching question. What do you have in your house? And it's a powerful question. And this woman says, I have nothing except a little oil. That's a revelation. In just a split of a second, she shifts. And that's her breakthrough. That part is a revelation, and it's a breakthrough. It's a breakthrough from a poverty mindset to a prosperity mindset. Just that sentence. Look at the poverty mindset. There are many times that we say, we have nothing. I have nothing. That many times we say that. And when we say that, we are actually adopting, if we are going to do it all the time, then we are adopting a poverty mindset. And it's a mindset that focuses on lack, it focuses on fear, it focuses on survival, and it focuses on limitation. We focus more on what we don't have than what we have. We only see lack. No employment, no access to funding, no access to markets, no solutions. We just focus on what we don't have. So, typical evidence of a poverty mindset, because it's important to understand where we want to move from. A poverty mindset is it's a self-limiting belief. It's one of the most common self-limiting beliefs. So we have to shift from those self-limiting beliefs into a prosperity mindset, which is what Dr. Phyllis and I are going to talk about. How do we see a poverty mindset? Mostly, people with a poverty mindset are stuck in the ABCs. Anger, blame, and complaining. Anger, violence that comes with anger because we see ourselves as victims. We become blind to opportunities. We avoid risk. We are stuck in survival. All we are focused on is how do I survive now? And as a result, we can't see beyond. In business, we underprice our products and services because we feel guilty charging for what we are worth. In corporates, you will see many people having an imposter syndrome. They go up the ladder, but they think that they are not worthy to be there. That's part of a poverty mindset. We mismanage money, we hoard things, or become corrupt. In actual fact, the corruption that we see is part of a poverty mindset. So it's important for us to truly understand these self-limiting beliefs, especially because these beliefs are in the unconscious or subconscious. They are not in the consciousness. That is why we then, as coaches, we help our clients to reflect and recognize them so that then they can take the next level. And so here am I asking you today, where are you in terms of a poverty mindset? Do you recognize that you've got liquid gold inside of you? It is there in you. It is there in your house. Do you recognize it? Or are you still stuck in the I have nothing? So what caused that shift? What caused that shift? In just one sentence, I decided that that shift, that energy that caused the shift, let us give it a name. Let us give that energy a name. And that name is Afriternergy. Why is it important? Because if you can't name it, you can't claim it. For us to be able to claim it, we have to name it. We have to know that when we go to seminars to learn about business or about growing our careers, we are doing Afriternergy. When we are studying to move from poverty to prosperity, we are doing Afriternergy. When we are getting the second job so that we can make sure that our children go to the best schools, we are doing Afriternergy. Anything that we do as Africans, Afriternergy means Africa maternal energy. If you are ready to release the greatness God has placed within you, and you are willing to live your purpose and help Africans prosper intentionally and impactfully, then you are at the right place. Catch Afriternergy, the transformative, purpose-driven energy of Africa that empowers you and I to prosper where God has called us.